Ah, what's up, everybody? Been a little unconventional the past few weeks,
Yeah, it's been hectic.
but we're still recording, still trying to get everybody videos. Um, as of now, we're recording on the 11th of January. The NFL playoffs are locked in. The college football playoff championship was Monday. No, Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
It was Monday.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Monday.
No, it was Tuesday.
It was
Because
Monday.
I remember because I went to it was Tuesday that we went to Chili's, wasn't it?
It was Monday. It
It was Monday? All right, I'm tripping. It was Monday.
was Monday.
So we're gonna talk about that. Not gonna talk about college football for very long, but moving into NFL, obviously gonna talk about the playoffs, awards, all that fun stuff. Talk about
Now,
some
now is when the
coaches.
football matters. Now is when legacies are made, brother. As Michael Parsons said, the regular season's cute, but now it's time. Now it's time to put up or shut up. Cowboys will probably lose in round one because they're expected to win, but we can get into that later.
Yeah, how many playoff games has Micah Parsons played in? One,
Two,
two,
two.
and hasn't he lost both of them?
Oh, he's played three. He's played three.
Okay.
He's 1-2. Second one, not really his fault. Anyways, we'll get into it.
Um, So I made a bracket the last time we recorded. I haven't posted a video of it yet. My my NFC bracket, perfect.
There
My
wasn't there
AFC,
wasn't
not
much
so much.
variety in the NFC, bro.
Right. My AFC one got absolutely fucked. I had the Jags coming in, um, instead of the Texans. So the Texans are in, and I did not have the Steelers in.
No, uh,
Who? Yeah.
Jags lost to the Titans.
Yes. And didn't Mike Vrabel get fired?
He did. He did get fired.
That that one shocked me a little bit.
I get it, I guess, but at the same time, they were 13-21 over the last 2 years.
There
I just
were way worse coaches that kept their jobs.
agreed. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I just think it was probably time for him to move on. I think he deserves to coach a team with more talent, if I'm being honest. So
And who do you think's going to pick him up as head coach? Because let's run through this real quick. Mike Vrabel, Tennessee, without a head coach. The Commanders, as we all expected, moved on from Ron Rivera on Monday. We all knew that was coming. They were just waiting for
Atlanta
the end of the
moving on from
season.
Arthur Smith was a bit wild to me, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
he has not been there for very long.
Atlanta, the Chargers,
Right.
the
Um,
Patriots as of today,
yep.
the
Josh
Hawks yesterday.
McDaniels. Yeah. Well, Pete Carroll, he's like getting moved into kind of like
Yeah, that's just a nice way of saying you're fired.
right, but also at the same time, he's getting up there.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to coach for that much longer, but
Right.
they're
I think that was actually a really good move for them because he's always been good with his
yeah,
kind of like clerical side of coaching football. So
and
I don't
it's
think it's bad to keep him
so I
in
think
the
it's just
program.
what it comes down to is it's sad for people like us,
Hmm.
but it's the end of an era. It
Right.
really.
With
Um,
Bill Belichick
Well, I mean,
fired.
I'll run through the older quarterbacks already gone: Peyton Manning, Philip Rivers, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning. All these guys we grew up with. Tom Brady now is retired. The last one of our childhood is really Aaron Rodgers. Um, Pete Carroll leaving Seattle, the Legion of Boom defense. That's what we
Hmm.
were idolizing as kids. That defense. That's what everybody was preaching to us as kids. You want to be like these guys. Bill Belichick, that's the standard. You want to coach like that. You want to be able to play like that. You want to be able to be that focused and that prepared every Sunday. And it's the end of an era. It's
You want to
honestly,
know
it's
what
honestly
is?
sad to
Yeah,
me.
we want to know what's making me most sad right now. Nick Saban retires after 17 seasons with Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, those are three Hall of Fame coaches.
Right. That it caught me completely off guard.
I agree. However, I mean, I think he's the same age as Bill
70,
Belichick.
he's 72.
Him and Bill are the same. I mean, yeah, I mean,
He
he's
does
got,
not look 72 years
no,
old.
no, no, no.
Jesus, dude, he looks like he's in his
No.
50s.
It looks good for 72.
Um,
I mean,
it had to happen at some point. I wasn't expecting it to happen so soon. It's an end of an era for college football for Alabama. Um, it's definitely going to be rough for Alabama for a little bit,
I don't think so.
but they'll find another really good coach. They always seem to.
It won't be rough for Alabama. They have the infrastructure, they have the name, they have the brand. I mean, it'll be fine.
Right. They're not honestly, they can get
They're
pretty
gonna
much any coach that they want.
they're gonna make the playoff next year. Like it's not a problem.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
Um,
so
so
for me,
vacancies
for
in the
me,
NFL right now.
I want to wrap this up real quick before we move on to vacancies. For me, it it's growing up, dude. Like all of our childhood idols are gone. Maybe not retired, but not in the place where we're used to watching them.
So something that I do that doesn't I wouldn't say bugs me, but it just makes me kind of sad when I do it. I like to play franchise mode on Madden all
Yeah,
the time. Um, and something that I like to do is go in and look at the free agents. And it's always full of all the people that we used to love watching, and now they're like 55 overalls, and just like nobody's heard of them in 5 years, and they're just sitting on free agent list. Cass's mom got me a PS4 controller for Christmas because we have a PS4, but we haven't been able to use it because the controller's busted and we don't want to spend the money on a controller. Um, I've had Madden 23 since last Black Friday. Just haven't been able to play it. So they got us that for Christmas. I've been playing Madden 23. I know it's a year old, but I've been playing franchise mode with the commanders on it and scrolling through all the free agents. Ryan Kerrigan was on there. Ryan Kerrigan. People like, I'm going to list a lot of people that a lot of people watching this aren't going to know just because I'm a Commanders fan. You remember DJ Swearinger Jr.,
yeah.
Josh Norman? Um,
Dude, Josh Norman's prime was crazy, bro. Him in Carolina, dude.
dude, even his first couple of years with us, he wasn't bad.
That's who I forget. Cam Newton. I mean, his
Hmm.
prime was short, but I mean, dude, the Superman. I mean, come on. Everybody was doing that
Yeah.
in 2015.
Well, you remember he started the dabbing.
Yeah, dude.
There's a video of us at Ryan's house where I do that, and what did you're like? I fucking hate you.
Yeah, something like that. But I also think for both Alabama and the Patriots at least, because Seattle's dynasty, I'm not even gonna call it that. Their run was short lived, but I feel like us as people, if it isn't our team, we take for granted success. Like we will never, ever, the closest thing we might get is Patrick Mahomes at Kansas City, but we will never see a Brady Belichick run like that ever again, dude.
Right. I mean, we're
Nine Super
never
Bowls,
right.
6 wins over 20 years. Like that means if you flip the quarter, those are the odds that they would be in the Super Bowl. That's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's like the same thing with Alabama. I mean,
Yes.
Saban was there for 17 seasons.
And everyone's like, oh, I
They're
hate that. Oh, they like I'm tired of them. It's like, bro, just appreciate it, man. These athletes and these coaches don't stick around forever.
right.
Now, I am not a LeBron guy. I mean, he annoys me, but like I've learned to appreciate his greatness on the court because one day he's gonna be gone. And then who are we gonna have these debates about? Because he's not gonna be playing anymore. And it's the same thing with Belichick. I was watching the Pat McAfee show earlier and um Boston Connor, you're probably not familiar with him, but he's a Patriots fan.
Isn't that
And
dude that he always has on his show, isn't it?
oh, he's got the mullet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know. Who's this
he's a
dude with the
Patriot.
super fucking square head?
AJ Hawk.
Yeah, you know exactly who the fuck I was talking about.
But he was like legit emotional. And I was like, oh my, like that's like 25 years. Like that dude's, I think he's like 27, 28 years old.
Right,
But
that's his entire life.
life. I mean, that's all he knew as a kid, going to games with his dad, his brother, bro. Like that, like that's all he knew. And now it's
Hmm.
gone. It's weird to think about. It'd be like I can almost equate it to like Tom Landry leaving the Cowboys, maybe, or Chuck Noll leaving the Steelers in the '80s. But like they never had a like they both had their time in their dynasty, but they never had a Belichick run.
Right. I mean, that leads to the next thing. Obviously, Bill Belichick, the second he retires, is going to go into the Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah, I mean you have to wait 5. I don't know. There might not be the rule for coaches, but I know for players you have to wait 5 years after you
Right.
retire.
Well, the second he's going to be eligible, he's going to go in without
Yeah,
a doubt.
he's in.
Um,
Pete
if
Carroll's
you're Bill Belichick,
Pete Carroll's in. He's a Hall of Fame.
yeah. Let's talk about this. NFL coaches from this season that would be Hall of Fame: Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin,
John Harbaugh,
John Harbaugh,
Andy Reid.
and Reed definitely.
Sean Payton to me is a fringe. I don't know if I would consider him a Hall of Famer yet.
I would have to see what he would do at. Hey, 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 hey! Get away from them.
Um,
Let's see who else is there.
see, like, there's so many that are like right on the line.
Uh,
Okay, this is very unlikely to happen, but they're hot, right? The Rams. If the Rams win the Super Bowl and Sean McVay has 2 Super Bowls, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
right.
Mike
I could see
McCarthy,
that.
Mike, if the Cowboys win, he'll have a Super Bowl with 2 different franchises. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Like there's a lot of that, and that's why I'm excited for when after we finish the head coach vacancy talk, we get into the playoff predictions because there is a lot of legacies on the line this year. A lot of legacies for a lot of people. I
Matt LaFleur's another fringe, I think.
know Matt LaFleur. He hasn't even won a Super Bowl yet. I think you at least have to have one to be even considered fringe.
You think so? Well, like John
Like,
Madden,
but
he's in the Hall of Fame and he only has one.
but John Madden was so much bigger for the game,
Mhm.
and he was in the AFC Championship game every year he was a coach.
That's fucking crazy.
So like, yeah, but um,
So you want to jump into
like,
vacancies around
yeah,
the league
like
right now?
no, there's this vacancy isn't available, but I could see Mike Vrabel going there. I think if the Eagles lose to Tampa, Nick Sirianni's out.
You think so?
Yes, I think he's out, and I could see maybe Mike Vrabel. I could see Bill Belichick going there.
So that's what I want to ask you. Do you think Bill Belichick retires, or do you think he tries to go somewhere else?
No, he's only 15 wins away from breaking Don Shula's all-time total wins record. He's not retiring. He's going to get that record first.
All right, that's fair. So let's talk about openings. Obviously, the Commanders. They're missing a head coach. They're also missing a defensive coordinator. Is there anybody? Because I haven't really done any research into it. Is there anybody you see? Because I
So
think if they were going to make the enemy the head coach, they would have done it by now.
yeah, there's not. So like, I guess every year there's not like, oh, that I would hire that guy because if you have the oh shit, I would hire that guy would already have a job. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think Vrabel is definitely going to get a job somewhere. I
Well, so
think
that's the thing about the Commanders right now. As far as vacancies go around the league, there's not a lot of places that personally I would rather go.
I would rather go. I would rather go to the Chargers.
I would say Chargers, but just like the draft stock that the Commanders have this year, the new ownership coming in.
I would maybe want to go to the Falcons if they pull off the trade for Justin Fields.
I heard about that. Sending
I
Justin
think
Fields to the Falcons and then
I think
The
that would work for both teams if we're being honest, because the Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams.
I keep seeing that the Commanders are going to draft Drake May, and I really don't want us to.
If you draft Drake May, because I don't know Sam Howell, I was kind of advocating for him, but I've lost. I've lost it. He just turns the ball over too much, does too many stupid things.
Right, he
Uh,
had a few game stretch in the middle of the season that he was just looking phenomenal, and then he just nosedived.
which I
I
mean, getting sacked that many times can do that to somebody, but I don't
right,
know.
I think it's too early to try to move on from him. I really do.
But if we're being honest, like, when are we going to have another draft class with these level of talented quarterbacks, dude? I
They're
mean,
just going
you're
to keep
not.
getting better and better. That's the thing.
Yeah, but like if you build around Sam Howell, you guys are going to be right back where you were in purgatory of pick 12 to 20 every year.
So
Like you're never going to
here's
have
the
a high enough pick.
right. So
Yeah,
here's the thing, though. We draft Drake May. Let's say he turns out to be an absolutely generational talent.
right.
Doesn't matter how good you are of a quarterback. If you're getting sacked 60 times in
You
a
still got
season,
4 picks in the top 100, man. You
I
act like
just,
third rounders are ass, dude. Third rounders make it in the league every year.
I mean, yeah, Sam was a fifth rounder.
Dak was a fourth rounder. Brock Purdy's Mr. Irrelevant. I mean,
Right.
these guys are not, I mean, you don't have to be a first round pick. First round picks bust all the time.
I mean, do you think that with the current draft stock the Commanders have, they could draft Drake May and put an entire offensive line around him in one draft?
Yes, because it's not only the draft. You guys have $80 million in cap
Cap
space.
space, yes.
It's not just the draft.
Yeah, but nobody in free agency wants to come to the Commanders.
They will for the right amount of money. I don't give a damn who they are.
That's true, but like, who are some offensive linemen that you know are going to be free agents here soon?
I don't know. I don't keep up with offensive linemen free agency.
I don't either because they usually don't really move around a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would rather go. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to go to the Chargers. I think Bill Belichick. I think he's going to wait and see how these playoffs wind. Dude, I can't hold off. There are so many legacies on the line in these playoffs.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
I'm gonna I'm just gonna run through them. Lamar Jackson, you're about to win your second MVP, probably unanimously. And if you can't win the first game at home, the divisional round game at home, everyone's going to be saying what they were about Peyton Manning. Your regular season quarterback can't perform in the postseason. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. If you lose the first game to Pittsburgh, I don't want to hear a top 5 quarterback ever again. If you lose the divisional round to Kansas City, then it's going to be like, man, we can't beat these guys. These guys will beat us no matter what. So then you look at Josh. You're not going to get rid of your quarterback. They're definitely. I'm not going to say definitely. They're probably not getting rid of Stephon Diggs. Sean McDermott might go. Bill Belichick could go coach the Bills.
oh, that'd be fucked up though.
That'd be crazy. So that's the Bills. Kansas City. If Patrick Mahomes somehow and Andy Reid win the Super Bowl with this group of wide receivers, we're starting to have GOAT debates. I know seven's greater than 3, Tom Brady. But I mean, this dude will have 2 MVPs, 3 Super Bowls, probably 3 Super Bowl MVPs by 27 years old. Andy
That's
Reid
fucking
and
crazy.
Andy Reid enters the GOAT conversation of coaches too.
Honestly, I would kind of already have him in that conversation.
I'm saying for real, could he be better than Belichick? Because he was going to Super Bowls before Mahomes. He just never had the quarterback to get him over the hump.
Right. I mean, he always fucking Alex Smith
CJ
and
Stroud, you win a playoff game, maybe you shock people, win 2, go to the AFC Championship game as a rookie. You just locked up a $300 million contract in 2 years. Joe Flacco with the Browns.
dude, that is
Dude,
gonna be my favorite game
there's
of
so
Wild Card
many
Weekend.
stories. Joe Flacco with the Browns. Are you kidding me? You beat the Texans and you go into Baltimore divisional round weekend and play them. Dude, think about it. You're like,
It's
oh,
going to be a fun year of playoffs, man.
you wanted to move off me for Lamar. Sure, he's got you two MVPs. Watch what I do in the playoffs, though. The Dolphins, they're banged up. People are counting the two out. People are counting Tyreek out. They go into Kansas City and beat them. People look at Tua differently. The Steelers, they're fucked. I don't care. But that's just the AFC.
The NFC is a little less wild.
There are some storylines though.
The Packers and Cowboys rematch.
Kyle Shanahan for the 49ers. This is what you wanted. You've got your healthy team, you've got your Avengers. Go out there and do it. You lose before if they lose before the Super Bowl, I lose trust in Kyle Shanahan as a head coach.
Cricket, don't eat that. Stop it. Um, I don't want them to win. Fuck the 49ers. Fuck
I don't
Kyle
either.
Shanahan.
What I'm saying is like
So,
if they
so,
win or if they lose before the conference champion, not even conference, if they lose before the Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan, we got to start asking questions. Can he win the big game? Cowboys. I don't even want to go through because I did it right before we hopped on this with Greg about the playoff losses and how the season has ended since I can remember. '06, Romo fumbles a snap. '07, number one seed, lost to the Giants. '08, T.O. left, we sucked. '09, 34-3 to the Vikings in division round. 10, Romo broke his collarbone, 6-10. 2011, 8-8. 12, 8-8. 13, 8-8. 14, 9 years ago today, Dez dropped it. 15, Romo broke his collarbone twice. 16, Aaron Rodgers, miraculous pass down the sideline. I'm crying in my basement. 17, okay, because of my breath. 17, he gets suspended 6 games. We missed the playoffs. 18, we got a shot. No, we don't. We can't stop the run. Lose to the Rams. 19, 8-8. 20, Dak breaks his leg. 21, we lose on a quarterback draw because Dak runs a quarterback draw with no timeouts and 14 seconds to go. 22, Ezekiel Elliott is the center on the last play of the game, and we lose to the 49ers division round. This is the year, guys. This is your best chance to go to the conference championship game. Charlie, I'm not even fucking with you when I say I'm not. If we go to the conference championship and lose by 50, you won't hear a peep. That's good enough for me. Never been there in my life.
I mean, that's fair.
And
I mean, you know how I feel about it. I think you guys do it.
there's no reason we should lose definitely the first round. And in my opinion, the Rams are going to beat the Lions. So we're going to play either
You think
Tampa,
so?
yeah, and we're going to play either Tampa and Philly at home in the divisional round. There's no reason we should lose to either of those teams either. There is no reason we should not be in the conference championship playing at San Francisco at the worst. So there's that legacy on the line.
So hold on. You think the
Yeah.
Lions are going to beat the Rams and the Bucks are going to beat the Eagles?
I think the Rams are going to beat the Lions.
Yes. Yeah, that's what
I
I
think
meant.
the Bucks are going to beat the Eagles.
Seriously, you really think the Bucks are going to beat the Eagles?
The Eagles suck, Charlie. I don't know how else they need to show you that they suck. They're not a good football team.
I mean, I've been saying it all season long, but the
Me
Bucks
too.
aren't that great.
They get they're gonna shred that defense. That
Baker
secondary
Mayfield,
that secondary is not much better than me playing cornerback. Darius Slay's not playing. They
hurt,
got
isn't
Mike
he?
Evans and Chris Godwin, dude. They cannot, they will. Baker Mayfield is going to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Write it down. The only hope is if they can get a pass rush on Baker. And they haven't proven that they can do that. And if Baker doesn't throw, it's because the run game's going because the Eagles' run defense has been shit the past 4 weeks. Because they've been so worried about the stopping the pass that they've dropped two safeties back.
Who even is their running back for the Bucks?
Rashad White.
Okay, I was thinking White, but I was like, they have a linebacker named White.
Jared Goff. I mean, you say your butt hurt about getting traded. Prove it. You got the matchup you wanted. Prove it.
Shit. Yeah, we have what? How many like comeback games this year?
Bucks,
Two?
Eagles, there's not really a storyline other than if they lose.
Right, if the Browns make it to the Ravens.
Well, no, I'm saying Bucks, Eagles. If the Eagles lose, I think Nick Sirianni is getting fired. I don't see a way in
I
which
mean, they started out so strong and then it just nosedive like that.
yeah.
And have you seen this whole Jason Kelsey, Jordan Phillips thing?
Oh,
So you remember who Jordan Phillips is, right? The D tackle for the Bills,
yeah,
the
yeah,
one that got in trouble a while back
yeah,
for throwing a punch at an Eagles fan.
yeah,
Um, so there were a couple times the last time the Bills and the Eagles played that Jordan Phillips did some things. You look at the tape; they're cheap shots against Jason Kelsey. He's like kneeing him in the stomach when he's on the ground. They tried to do a spike or a kneel, and he just
yeah,
blows through and totally fucks up one of the linemen. I think he like jumped offside or something.
yeah.
Um, and Jason Kelsey had something to say about it. He was like, he was respectful about it as Jason Kelsey could be. He was like, there was no effort to try to not do that, and I think the NFL needs to do something about it. And Jordan Phillips after the game just fucking went off. He was just on some shit. And he was like, he's only famous now and only has a voice because he's on his brother's podcast. And I'm like, it's
Bro, I don't Jordan, I don't even know who you are, brother.
that you're not good enough to be talking that kind of shit.
Have you ever won anything?
I don't even know. I,
I don't even know
I
where
didn't
you
even know who he was until this started happening.
you're just a fat ass that plugs space. That's why you play defense in the NFL. I'm sure you can run a 4.9 40. Good for you. I don't care. Jason Kelsey's a Hall of Famer. I don't know who you are. Please shut the fuck up. Please.
Do you think Jason retires this year?
Yep. I think if they won the Super Bowl last year, he would have retired then.
Wanted to try to go for it one more time?
Yep. And it turned out pretty shitty for him.
Okay.
But
He'll probably
that's that
continue
dude.
to
I'm telling you, there's a real chance the Cowboys host the NFC Championship game.
think
That
so.
means that means the Niners have to lose the divisional round. But you know who I'm going to pick to beat them, right?
Yeah.
Rams.
Really?
No, I'm not really going to pick that, but that's who I would have to pick for that to happen.
Right.
I already told you my. All right, we'll just go through our predictions, I guess. Now I'll start in the NFC. I've already explained my Eagles are trash. Fuck them. Bucks are going to beat
You know
them.
what? Fuck it. I'm gonna jump on a bandwagon with you. Let's go Bucks. Fuck Philly.
I think the Bucks are going to beat them. I think the.
I
I think.
don't I don't see
I
the Rams
think.
beating the Lions.
Oh, who's going to cover Puka and Cooper Cup? Who's going to cover them? Both. And the Rams can run the ball. And it's Detroit's first playoff game at home in 30 years.
Exactly.
Buttholes are going to be tight in Detroit. Clenched.
I'm I'm picking the Lions. I have to.
Good for you, brother. You're going to be wrong on that one. I got the Rams. I got the Rams 31-20. And now the Cowboys, Packers. The Cowboys are 1-9 in the last 10 games against the Green Bay Packers. The last two times we've played them in the playoffs, one of them I was on my father's floor crying. The other I was in my mother's basement crying.
Oh, this is fucking rough.
Not this year. Fuck you, Green Bay. 31. No, what did I say earlier? 27-20. I think it'll be 27-13, and the Packers will score a garbage time touchdown. Cowboys go to the divisional round. After that, that means the Cowboys play the Bucks. Cowboys will beat the Bucks. Not too worried about it. Niners Rams. I think it'll be a closer game than some people might have it. Niners are going to win. Niners Cowboys in San Francisco. Like I said earlier, I don't care if we lose because this is a good NFC championship somewhere we haven't been in 28 years. but I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Niners in the NFC like I had at the beginning of the season. And the
They
AFC, I got the Browns over the Texans in a shootout, just like the first game, shootout.
think so.
38-34 type game. Because Denzel Ward for the Browns might not play.
Okay. Yes, I was thinking, that Browns defense is stout, but Denzel Ward missing definitely
But Miles
is
Garrett, dude,
gonna.
he's
Yeah, but CJ gets the ball off so fast that
yeah.
he's not gonna do anything. I bet you money he doesn't have a single sack in that game.
I'm never gonna bet against Miles Garrett. I mean,
Start throwing helmets again.
yeah, I'll just smash CJ over the head with a helmet. Uh,
All right, Steelers, Bills. I
that's a
don't think.
slaughter.
Yeah,
Bills.
I don't know even why the Steelers are fucking in
Kansas City and Miami. If this game was in Miami, I think it'd be close, but it's in
Kansas
Kansas
City.
City, and the low is -9.
So we're picking Kansas City on
Oh,
that one.
Kansas City.
Well, Tyreek's gonna be fine.
You can't. You know how it is in the cold, man. You can't run as fast as you do when it's warm.
Yeah, but he's been there. He was at Kansas City before he went to Miami.
They played him in Germany and they shut him down earlier. I feel bad because first of all, the game's on Peacock, which sucks
I
for
saw
anybody
that.
who doesn't
I don't understand
It's
why that's a thing.
stupid. So I'm gonna have to set that up so Greg can watch the game. I think he's gonna be pretty loud and disappointed, but I hope not.
That's
I hope
understandable. So
I
I
hope
think we both have the same picks for the wild cards: Browns, Chiefs, Bills.
that means that the Ravens would play the Browns
Right.
in Baltimore, and the Bills would play the Chiefs in Buffalo. This might be
If there is anybody that is going to beat the Ravens, it is the Browns. It's always the Browns.
Hey, Joe Flacco, man.
I
Joe
mean,
Flacco.
what do you do if you're the Ravens and you lose to Joe Flacco when he plays for the Browns?
You cry. You go home. You you cry in the shower for 30 minutes and you shut your door for 3 weeks.
Raven, yeah, fuck it. Give me the Browns over the fucking Ravens by a field goal.
All right. Now what
They're
about
going to kick a last second field goal. It's barely going to go in, and the Browns are going to go to the conference championship.
the other game?
Give me the Chiefs over the Bills.
So you got Chiefs Cowboys Super Bowl.
I got Browns Cowboys Super Bowl, my man. No, I'm playing Chiefs Cowboys.
Woo! Oh, you don't think that, Charles? Woo! Uh, I got Ravens over Browns. Oh, dude, I got Chiefs over Bills because that's gonna be Mahomes' first road playoff game ever in his career, and the Bills, if they beat Pittsburgh, are due for a loss. That means they would have won 6 straight games. Um, Ravens, Chiefs in Baltimore. It's gonna be rowdy near you if that's the AFC Championship.
It is.
As I said, it hasn't been posted yet, but on our last recording, you can't bet against him, dude. Mahomes over Lamar. That's gonna be a legacy game right there. Mahomes and Lamar both got 2 MVPs. I got Niners Chiefs in a rematch of Super Bowl 54 5 years later. Same result. Chiefs over Niners.
No. So I didn't get to run my NFC bracket off. I'm going with you on the Bucks. I'm not going with you on the line on the Rams.
You're going chalk in the wild card. You know that never happens.
I'm picking the Lions. It's not like it matters though because they're going to lose in the divisional.
I'm okay with that.
because that means they play the 49ers and that means you play the Bucks.
No, we would play the Lions. They're the 3 seed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So you would play the Lions. I'm still picking that. The 49ers playing the Bucks. That's obvious who is going to win that. Um, you're obviously going to beat the fucking Lions or the Rams, whoever the fuck you play. Um, I'm picking the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl still.
Early.
So this is what I
I
have to
will.
say about it. If the Cowboys make it past the 49ers, which I think they are capable of doing, because all they have to do is get to Brock Purdy.
I
All
will.
they have to do is affect him with a pass rush, and he crumples
I will send
every time.
you a video of me crying. I will come on this podcast and cry like a little baby bitch if we
If
win
the
the Super
Cowboys
Bowl.
win. Okay. So if the Cowboys
I
figure out how to
can't
get
hear you.
pressure on Brock, you can't hear me
Nope.
at all.
Nope. Not at all.
What the fuck?
A here. I'll voice this over with some Creed.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. You guys got lucky because I was about to sing Higher by Creed because it's been stuck in my head all day.
All right. So if you guys can affect Brock Purdy on the pass rush, because there's no reason that it shouldn't be the Cowboys and the 49ers in the conference championship. No reason at all that shouldn't happen.
Agreed.
Um,
Which means it won't happen, but agreed.
if you put pressure on Brock Purdy, he will crumple. You guys will win that game because
Charlie.
there is only one team in this playoff that has an all around better team than the Cowboys do, and it is the 49ers.
I don't think I can handle the 2 week build up to the Super Bowl if the Cowboys make it. Like at work, I won't be able to work. At home, I won't be able to sleep. I'm gonna have to shut myself in my room and watch the Super Bowl alone and turn my phone off.
How if the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl, we are watching it together.
You're gonna have to drive down here
That's
because I
fine.
want to be locked in my room alone. I can't handle it, Charlie.
Knock on wood, I think it's your year, dude. I really do. It has been a very long time since you guys have had a team play this good. It's always been questions about Dak. He's having a
That's what I was.
borderline MVP
That's
season.
what I was gonna say. Is I've been insanely hard on him on the field, off the field. I think he's a great man. On the field, he's let me down many times before, but he has had a stellar year.
He
I can't.
has.
He's had a great year.
And he really, really has. And I know your secondary is a little shaken.
Ain't nobody worried about the secondary. I'm worried about the fact we don't have any linebackers.
Well, that. But if you guys can figure out how to put pressure on Brock Purdy, he's not going to do it. And if you guys go to the Super Bowl, you will not lose.
Well, we'll see. Are we coming back or is this it?
I don't know. Probably it's 9:30.
All right. Well, I guess